We have seen in previous videos the use of the acidity of terminal alkynes in a sequence of alkylation reactions to make a given product. But I am given a different problem here. This one is about to explain why the synthesis is not successful. We have seen that type of alkylation, but let's analyze what happened step by step to see why you cannot make that using the same strategy. So it says here, first you treat it with sodium amide. So if you do that, step one is that. So you're going to be forming, as we know, the alkynide. That's a terminal alkyne. That's fine. Okay, that's what happened after step one. Then step two, I'm just going to write number two. You know what it is. Number two is what I have here. So, in number two, and I use a different mark. Okay. When I do number two, then this reaction would be an SN2 reaction over to the ethyl bromide, and you will form now this. You have added 2 carbons. Then it says step three. Step three, let's do again, number 3. What is this? Another strong base, another mole, of course. In terminal alkyne, you're making, again, an alkynide anion. So 1, 2, and 3 bonds, my ethyl, that's my anion. So, but then it says you added terbutyl bromide. So what is then are you trying to do? You're trying to make that, but it's not successful. Why is that? So if you have terbutyl bromide, as it says in step 4, this is a terrible substrate. It will not undergo SN2. Instead, it will have an E2 reaction. That's why that's unsuccessful. To make that using the sequence is not possible because this strong base will rather abstract one beta hydrogen. That's your alpha carbon, that's beta. And in doing that, you're making an alkene. So strong base is going to get this proton here. You're going to make a double bond, and that goes. So that the product is, this path is E2 instead of an SN2. Again, because of the steric hindrance, we know that tertiary alkyl halides do not undergo SN2 reactions, and using those conditions with a strong base, what you're promoting is an E2 reaction. So the final product will be then this, and you will be, if you added water, then you will be forming after that reaction, you will be making simply that, protonating here. And that's it, that's the product. So that's why this reaction is unsuccessful. So the idea of the problem is that you explain why the synthesis doesn't work. Since you're using something that we learned before, which is the alkylation using alkynide anions. And it doesn't because you're trying to make an SN2 reaction over a tertiary alkyl halide. This reaction works very well if you're using primary alkyl halides such as ethyl bromide in step 2. That's where you're using ethyl bromide here. So your SN2 reaction works so not as good with secondary substrate, again due to steric hindrance, and does not work at all if you're trying to use a tertiary alkyl halide. Instead, you will be making an alkene.